So, Mardi Gras it's known to us in the U.S. as a party day, a day when well-behaved people take to the streets and act as if they don't have a care in the world. But what is really being celebrated? Mardi Gras is French for Fat Tuesday. In the Christian tradition, this is the last day of eating rich and fatty foods before Lent begins. And Lent is when basically you're going to give something up. So you can see why this day of self-indulgence is necessary. In the U.S., the day is sometimes referred to as Shrove Tuesday, which means the day of confession. All over the world, Mardi Gras is celebrated in different ways. In some places, the celebration can last for one day, others can last for 3, sometimes for a week. So let's explore a holiday full of cultural diversity, historical meaning, but also has joy that unites us. Celebrations in South America are different than those in Europe and are different than those in the United States. We're going to start our tour in South America. In South America, the festival is called Carnival. It came to South America from Europe, which was also a before Lenten celebration. The word Carnival is thought to come from the two Italian words, carne and vale, which means farewell meat. Traditions that you can see on this day in South America are intrudo, which came from Portugal, where they threw water, eggs, and flour at each other. But in Carnival, it's become a more fun, lightheaded tossing of eggs and flour. Although the celebration began with rich people sitting in their homes, teasing the poor people that were running through the streets, now the two classes have come together, wearing streets and having fun. Now, Samba, which you can see in the second picture, comes from West Africa and refers to the infectious drum beats and rhythms that contribute heavily to this celebration. People hear the drums and they see the dancing, and it really contributes to the magic of the day. Today, Carnival brings in 70% of Brazil's tourists, which are very important to the country's economy. The largest celebration in the world takes place in Rio de Janeiro. Which brings in about 2 million people. Next, we're going to explore the celebrations of Europe. In Belgium, they call this day Beach, and it's the most important day of the year, which involves dancing through the city streets. Over 1,000 people participate in it annually, and it lasts from the time the sun comes up to the time the sun goes down. In Italy, it's also a pre-Lenten celebration. It includes masquerades, parades, juggling, fireworks, and is in a few weeks prior to Ash Wednesday, so it is a very long celebration. Food is very important to this day, which is very typical for the Italian culture. In Sweden, they call it Fittdagen, fet meaning fat, and tisdag meaning Tuesday. They eat semlor, which is in the second picture there. They are small wheat flour buns flavored with cardamom and filled with almond paste and whipped cream, and they're an icon in Sweden. Before the day of Fittdagen, they flood the grocery stores and you can actually go buy them. They are rooted in the Christian tradition where they were eaten on the last day before Lent. So you think you know all there is about Mardi Gras in the United States, but I have some things to teach you. The first Mardi Gras happened in Louisiana on March 3rd, 1699. On that day, a group of French explorers set up a camp on the west bank of the Mississippi River, about 60 miles from where we know New Orleans to be today. The group's leader, Pierre-Baptiste Lemoyne, dubbed the spot Le Point du Mardi Gras. So now we celebrate in New Orleans, and you know why. In 1875, Mardi Gras became an official holiday, and New Orleans has been celebrated ever since with good food, large gatherings of people, music, and masks. Less traditional happenings, such as flashing and uncontrolled alcohol consumption, were brought into the celebrations as tourists began to flood New Orleans during the time that spring breaks for colleges began to coincide with Mardi Gras. They also celebrate in Missouri, and they claim to have the second largest U.S. Mardi Gras celebration after New Orleans. In St. Louis, the city doesn't have a significant French Catholic population, but the celebration seems to be based off money. Mardi Gras was started in the early 1980s there by board drunk patrons of Hillary's Bar. Downtown, and they decided to march to a neighboring bar. And every year after that, they continued this tradition. It became a huge part of the tourism economy in St. Louis. The event sometimes attracts 200,000 to 250,000 people, which was the estimated attendance in 2011. A fun fact is on the second Saturday before Mardi Gras, there's a family-oriented holiday called Crew of Carcass, which is a pet parade with a corporate sponsor, vegan strips. In conclusion, different celebrations happen in different places. South America seems to be based on music and frolic, Europe based on food and religious meaning, and the United States on economics. However, we are united by our need to celebrate our history and connect to those around us. It's important to anyone who wants to feel more connected with those who live on this planet with us. Thank you.